Good evening, everybody. Good evening. It's the Truth Serum, and it's kind of hot and humid today, but that's good. We've been waiting a long time for that. So get this crazy hair ready. As you're well aware, I've been in contact. If you know the backstory, um, I'm a guy that was running around with the Colombos and that crew. He's been in prison since 2002, and he called me. I know he got my number from two different people. He must have a track phone. Well, he has a track phone in there. I don't know how that prison works. I believe it's Atlanta. Um, and how they're able, if it's more laxed. My cousin Victor was in Atlanta also a while back. Victor. Um, but I don't know how they get these track phones or whatnot. But so it was interesting that see these guys are old. You don't hear from them when um you know they go away, and so it's kind of new to me. Angelo might have been a different name or whatever, but these some people want to know his social security number and all this stuff. I mean, come on, folks. So he um he was in contact with me to say that 6:15, 6:30, but I hope he calls in. But you got to remember, whatever he's doing in that prison, it could change. So it's like I don't want to lead people on, and then he doesn't call. You know, because he can text during the day or whatever and say, "Well, I'm gonna try to get on." I mean, not get on. He doesn't even know I'm doing this. He don't know I'm doing this, but it don't even matter. So, I'm going to try to talk to you, and because sometimes they might want to know whatever happened to this person, that person. I mean, I only have limited information I could give them anyways. So uh Stephanie and Arian, thanks a lot. I really appreciate that. Stephanie and Sad Boy Maz and Arian, thank you so much. So I'm gonna just try to play it by the seat of my pants and see where this goes. Um, this guy, this Angelo, was one of the guys that was in the Colombo crew, and he was actually a guy that I was also close to, but he was also a guy I made a mistake with way back when I'm not a made man, and I said some things, and so he had it out for me once upon a time, but guy's 78 years old, 75 years old. I mean, hey baby, hey, go get yourself a coffee, water. It's Friday night. Some people might be rocking and rolling. That's all. Sometime I'm going to do a live stream and just get a bottle of vodka and just say, here's a guy ain't had a drinking for. Well, I never had a drinking problem, but just get sloshed. Yeah, it's the truth, sir. Yeah, hit the like button. So, and then I got some people that know me are like, Jojo, what do they're like, what are you afraid of? Well, I mean, like, what do you? Uh, they're like, oh, this guy's he's in prison. The guy's in prison. There's none of that stuff anymore. You know. Oh, all right, baby. Hey, some people gotta work. I hear you. Thank you, honey. So, yeah, I wish I could be on a more scheduled regiment with Angelo to say okay automatic, because who knows, the guards could come. I don't know if they could freely. He's got a track phone, you know, and I did help him with the donation for the minute. So whoever did that, I made sure because I know where he is, and I know how to get that to him. So whoever helped out to donate for his minutes, it's good. So because I'd like to pay for his minutes if he could call in on that phone. Why not? It's worth it to me. Even as an old friend, I mean, even as an old friend, just to be in touch with. I'm 60, he's pushing 80. Gonna see these guys, they just do life. He was in there since 2002, and I don't know prior, between the late 80s, if he had a 1 year bid, if he had different bids between the last time I saw him. I'm really happy to know that he's actually alive. So something different to see if we could get an old wise guy to call live on YouTube, but it's kind of hit and miss. Because what if the guards come to the and say he's got to do something? I don't know. I think Atlanta, in some of them, there's more stringent prison, more lax. But when my cousin was there, he had more uh liberty. He had more liberties. Is it a matter of just what you grease the people? If you got money, you just grease the people and they just let you have a little bit more liberties? I don't know. So we'll see what happens. Other than that, maybe I'll just tell a story. If he doesn't come on, yeah. And that's another thing, baby A. Here's the guys. Some guys that didn't rat. Thank you, baby A. Here's these guys didn't rat. Some guys. This is the guy that didn't rat and gonna do the rest of his life. His only way out of this Atlanta prison is in a pine box, and that's the sad truth. Or if it's sad, maybe it's not sad for some people, but we'll see what happens. That's all. But just to be, well, there's somebody else that he knows, a third party, and a fourth party, because I got some texts from some different numbers, and maybe he is in more communication with them, because they said go on. So maybe Angelo told them, text me and say go on, because maybe he didn't have the liberty at the time. I don't know what the prison schedule is, but it's evening time now. You think they should have recreation or chill out time? I don't know. But then I'm gonna have to change the thumbnail, because if he don't call, then I don't want to mislead people either. It's just hit or miss, but we'll take a shot. Thank you, Stephanie and Arian and Sad Boy Maz and Baby A. Thank you. And Manna, hey. We'll just see what happens, man, because I just fly by the seat of my pants. And if he does, that's why I want to do the live stream, catch him while he calls. There's going to be no harm to me. That's all. Oh, well. Where's the Jeopardy music? Oh, so sorry, folks. We're in limbo here. If not, I'm going to... yeah, that Thorpe just won the Kentucky Oaks. Brian Hernandez just got his first victory. Tomorrow's the Derby. Yeah. Man, valid concern, but I'm too broke to get ripped off. I hear you. So thank you, my good people that come in here, help a guy out. We'll see what happens. I was gonna put the suit jacket on and look like, yeah, you know what? It's too hot. It's too hot. So If not, I'm going to try to talk about a story about the uh, a rat story about a rat and a snake. Not a person that's a snake, but a snake, a venomous snake. And or no, since this is prison generated, prison topic, if not I'll just talk about a story of a guy, a gangster that um, was getting really harassed by the guards, and then like some of the Italians, like they have the different groups of different people in prison, different cliques and gangs, and like they wanted to put him right in with like the street gangs, and he had a hard time in there, and the prison guards were real cute on what they were trying to do, but when he got out of prison, he got revenge. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. So I don't know. So yeah, I got to remember that one there. And see what happens. So I don't know. Just got to keep you guys in the. I got to keep you guys in the game here. And well, I'm gonna do a live stream anyways. I got everybody on work. You know me, where it goes, where it goes. I could just talk to the people in here, or I'll just tell that story. Uh, when that guy got out of prison, and see, they would do these. Well, I don't even know if I should start the story. I don't know. You know. This, you get me. It's unedited. But um, we'll see what happens. Mario Super Mendez. We're getting the freaking whole busload. We're getting them all in. All aboard. All aboard. We're going to take another nature walk too this week or next week. Another nature walk. But the phone is grainy. You see that the reception's bad in that beautiful park where the rapids were and everything. It's great. I can't catch a break. But we'll just keep pumping. We'll keep pumping. So that's all. I try to contact Rick, but I don't know. They play they play games. Well, they're old timers. They're old timers. They're impatient with a guy like me. Yeah, they're impatient. Rick didn't even want me doing anything on here, but I imagine Rick might tell this Angelo or something. Oh yeah, he had you on. You didn't know it or something. Mm, you know, maybe Angelo might not care. I don't know. It's all question marks, but we'll get there. We'll do it. Yeah. There's a lot of guards that were real cute on some of in certain areas uh, where you got prisons like Attica that is most of the guards are just white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. They're all like maybe Irish, German, or other things. They're all nationalities, a lot of them, but Italian or black. So so a lot of times they would really try to not all the time, not everything I'm saying here is just so I don't get comments saying, oh, we're I understand it's not 100% of the time, but it happened, and guards targeted certain inmates because of their nationality. That's all. That's all. If people want to go in comments and go nuts on it, that's all there is to it. I knew a lot of blacks and Italians that were in Attica prison. I used to visit them. They used to give me a hard time just going through once in a while, but I didn't want to, and that's why I didn't want my name on the list. It's a pain in the butt. So Yeah, we'll see what happens. Other than that, if I get more information from Angelo for to let me know, he could say, well, a certain time, but things change on the inside. Things change. But I don't even know what to ask him if he comes on. So we'll just see. I'm not gonna wait that long. I mean, we'll just talk about anything you guys want to talk about. So I appreciate the support. We're gonna get to 1,100 subscribers, and oh, this is hello,
Hey, Joe, it's Angelo.
my man. How are you, bud?
Good, thank you. I
Yeah.
got the minutes on the phone. I got, you sent a MoneyGram. I got it this morning. Thank you.
Oh, that's good. Well, I'd like to touch base with you. I'd like to touch base with you and just catch up on old times and everything.
Yeah, well, a lot happened.
Yeah. Do you have a date to get out or anything?
I think I'm up for parole in 2031.
2031. Wow. 7 more years?
Yeah, it's not good, Joe.
Oh. Well, yeah, I really lost track of a lot of the people and everything over the years, but,
Yeah, a lot of them were rats, Joe.
Yeah.
A lot of them were rats.
They all ratted. I give you credit, and you didn't rat.
Yeah, well, we took an oath, Joe.
Yeah. There's people on YouTube that have channels and stuff, and the old like these old gangsters are doing channels. What do you think about them guys? That they're all rats. All
Channel
these.
on what, Joe? Channel on what?
It's called YouTube.
I don't know nothing about it, Joe.
Oh.
YouTube?
Yeah.
What is that on the computer?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think we got a computer, one computer, I think, in the library here. I don't even know how to use it, Joe.
Oh.
We never use computers.
Yeah, well, no, they got it.
We barely use telephones.
I know. Well, now the guys that rat it, they're doing these shows. They're doing shows on YouTube. Mike F does a show. Sammy the Bull does a show. All those rats, they do shows.
Mike F from Brooklyn?
Yes.
Oh, he's no fucking good.
Well, yeah, I know. Yeah, he's on there. He's selling cookbooks and he's selling wine. He's selling everything under the sun. And he's
a rat. Joe.
Yeah.
Joe, he's a rat.
Yeah.
He's a rat, Joe. He's a rat fuck, is what he is.
Wow. Yeah.
And everybody on the street knew it.
Yeah, everybody knew it.
Everybody on the street knew it.
Wow. Yep. I know. Yeah, but
he went away. He left town. He jumped ship. They were after him. He jumped ship.
Wow. Yep. He's on. He does like a TV show. He does like a TV show. It's called YouTube. And he does a show and he talks about all this crazy stuff. And he talks about how he never ratted.
Wow. What do you think he's gonna tell you?
I know.
Come on, Joe.
I know.
The guy was a guy on the street nobody saw.
Yeah.
Because everybody was after him. They all knew he had money.
Yep.
He was hiding the money. He had all kinds of schemes. All kinds. He was a shrewd guy. He's still around. Is he still around?
Yeah, he's out in California selling wine and everything under the sun. And he's selling everything but his socks and underwear. You know?
Yeah.
And it's like a show, like a TV show.
What do you want me to say, Joe? I'm locked up in here. He's out there. What do you want me to say?
Well.
What do you think he did? Come on. What do you think he did to get away with what he did?
Well, he cooperated probably. Yeah.
You know how many guys came through here and died?
A lot.
Hundreds of them, Joe. Hundreds.
My cousin Victor was there in your facility years ago.
Yeah. Victor. Oh, Victor. He was from Queens, I think, right?
Yep, Queens. Victor was there.
Yeah. We know Victor.
Is it high?
Yeah,
he passed. Is it high security where you're at, or do you get liberty?
Medium.
Oh, medium.
Medium security. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they folded these cases in. You went away for nothing.
Wow.
It's 20 to life bits for nothing.
Wow.
For little rackets, nothing.
Did they try to get you to rat?
They offered me immunity.
Wow.
What do you think, Joe?
Well, I'm sorry about that.
They all rolled. Everybody rolled. You know the guys. They all rolled.
Wow.
They all rolled.
Yeah. Well, you're last of the Mohicans that took the oath, and I mean, geez, sometimes forgive me, Ange, but I have kind of like mixed emotions because you didn't rap, but maybe some other guy might have told on you. It's like
they all told. Joe, they were in line to tell.
Oh.
They all told. Who's left? I mean,
right.
They're all dead or in jail.
Yeah.
Then now you said they're on the computer too.
They're doing shows, bro. Angelo, they're doing shows. They're doing shows like TV shows with millions of people watching.
It's probably all lies, is what you got to realize.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a mob talk soap opera. It's a soap opera. I do a show like sometimes, but it's all for different love and compassion and things like that, love and compassion and other things, but.
Good. Well, Joe, I got to get going. They're going to call back in here. I'll text you tomorrow morning and let you know what's going on. Thank you, Joe. Bye.
Oh. Wow. There you have it, folks. Angelo. Didn't rat. There it is. He didn't rat, folks. There it is. Yeah, you see, Mike F. says he didn't rat. Said he didn't rat. Yeah, yeah. I'm not going to try to bash Mike Francese or anything like that, but I don't know what happened when I left. What his relationship was with Mike or anything. Who knows what happened behind the scenes? But yeah, he was part of that crew that was running around with the Columbos, baby, eh? He got pinched in 2002. He's been I guess, well, he's in Atlanta right now, but he's been incarcerated since 2002. You hear what he said? He said they all ratted. Joey Merlino didn't rat. Joey Merlino, but that was Philadelphia and everything else. But oh wow. At least you get a little bit more juice when you see Sammy the Bull Gravano and all these YouTube mob soap operas and everything, and they're all making tons of money, talking out of the side of their mouth. And then you got guys like Angelo that are sitting there that took it on the chin and didn't say nothing. And the poor guy knows he's going to die in prison. Forgive me, but sometimes it's just like, well, some people just take that oath and they mean it, but how many people are willing to just die in prison for not ratting? How many people that you just know, I don't even want to ask him about his family, which I thought he had back then. Maybe wife and children. What's going? Thank you, Manna. But see, you don't see that stuff. What's going on, Pink Panther? I just had a guy call from the Atlanta, a guy doing life. I just had a guy call in, Angelo. He's doing life. He could get that little track thing, that little track phone thing, and it's medium. I think he said it was medium. The Atlanta was medium facility, and he's doing life. And what you guys see on YouTube, they rat it. All your mob heroes, I know they have a right to hustle. Yes, I know they have a right to hustle, and all that. I understand that, but they're rodent rats, is what they are. And you got poor guys like this that took the oath and stuck to the oath and didn't rat. And this guy is going to pass away in an Atlanta facility. He don't even know about YouTube. He says, what's YouTube? He said, he don't even know about YouTube. I kind of slipped up and said, I do a show, I had to try to play it off, but he'll probably find out. I don't know. That Rick is probably tell him, Baby A, he's been in there since 2002. So he's been doing 22 straight years. He's in his mid-70s. He's been doing 22 straight years in there. I don't know what happened between the time I left and that 15-year cushion between the time I left and 2002. I don't know if he was just free the whole time or, was in and out for whatever reasons. But, yeah, you don't see that on YouTube, folks. No. You see Mike Francese and Sammy the Bull selling everything, and that's that. But I have to be more understanding and say, well, they have a right to do that. I have to tell you guys, well, they have a right to go and do a show. Yeah, I got to give that part of it. But inside, it makes me cringe, honestly. That, and people don't even know the whole story about Mike F. People will never know the true story, not on mob soap opera with him and all his, why don't you do another video with Son of Sam, Mike? That was really upright. Yeah, you're a Christian. You did a interview with the Son of Sam. You were hugging the Son of Sam, bro. You were hugging the Son of Sam. You were hugging him. You were coddling the Son of Sam, Mike Francese. You were coddling him. For what? For a book you guys were selling and for a 10-minute commercial to sell your wine? He has a right to do his show and sell his socks and underwear. But at the end of the day, that's Bush League. It ain't Cosa Nostra. It's the furthest thing from the Mafia. And that's all there is to it. That's the furthest thing from the Mafia. And in the meantime, you got guys like this, Angelo, that went and just did. He's going to die in prison. I just got a call for the new people that are coming in here. Angelo from the Colombo family. Mike Francese's family. And this guy's dying in there. He's eating bologna sandwiches. And Mike's over there pouring wine. Buy my wine. Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Spataro, that was a disgrace. And Ivan Lore, how you doing, guys? Yeah, he's over there hugging the guy. He's hugging the guy that terrorized, serial killer terrorizing, and then he's preaching forgiveness. Really, forgiveness? The Church of Mike, you got the right to preach forgiveness? Some people are just demon entities that roam the earth. They're demonic anomalies that roam the earth. You were hugging one, Mike. You were hugging one to sell what? A book and some wine? In the meantime, my old friend here is going to rot away in prison. A real guy. Angelo was a real gangster. He's doing life. He's been in Atlanta since 2002. He don't even know about YouTube. I asked him about YouTube. He's like, what's YouTube? He only goes on the computer. I don't know what he does. They got one computer or whatever. He ain't interested in social media and all that. Yeah. Nah, Spataro, I don't know Angelo's last name. No, I don't, bro. No. We think I'm going to give you his last name? Come on, bro. So yeah, so that's what makes me cringe when you see these guys, these YouTube mob heroes, and then they got millions of dollars, and then you got a guy on here calling me, and I have to send him a donation for to get his minutes on his phone. You see, I gotta send him a donation so this poor guy that's gonna do life, I gotta send donation to Atlanta so he could keep minutes on his track phone. That's what is, Yeah. Yes, Mr. Spataro. Yep. Brooklyn guy. His real name might not even be Angelo, so don't worry about names here, bro. Get your names and get the people's social security numbers from Mike Francese and Sammy the Bull, because they don't care. They'll go to Mike Francese and Sammy the Bull. They'll tell you these guys' names and social security number, and they'll tell you where they live. So, this ain't the phony mob here. This is real life stuff here. This is real life stuff, not a Hollywood production, okay? Yeah, it just burns me up. Burns me up. He said they all got in line and they read it. They were all in line, Yeah. Well, they were supposed to have releasing people out of prison, but I didn't ask him what his real. I didn't ask him what he was in there for. At the end of the day, he's doing life. Because Joel, when they didn't you see the video I did? Mike Francese testified in front of the House Senate committee. He testified in front of the U.S. government committee, Senate and Congress. So he got immunity. He got immunity. Sammy the Bull read it. They got immunity. They could talk about 85 murders. Yeah. It don't even matter. Angelo could be in for even if it's conspiracy, it's 20 years. So if he was still free, he went in 2002. He must have been in his 50s. He must have been in when he must have went in 50s is. So they just hand you a 20-year sentence for conspiracy. So. Mr. Spataro says, Chris, are you going on the Mike Francese cruise? That's a double disgracia. I hear you, Mr. Spataro. Holy cow. Pink Panther says, after 50s, it ain't easy. Well, he's in a medium, but as an old man, I get cabin fever. I'm 60. I get cabin fever right here in my house. How's it going, Chris? But you got one extreme, the rats that are making millions of money, millions of dollars. And then you got another extreme where the guys that didn't rat, this poor Angelo, I got to send him support to get minutes on his phone. Who knows? Maybe there ain't even nobody on the outside he's talking to. Maybe other than Rick. We have a mutual friend, Rick, that was around in another gang, another family. And that's it. He just maybe wants to just talk, just be able to talk to somebody on the outside. That's his whole day. That's like maybe his whole day. That's just a big score for him. And then you see these rats doing these YouTube shows, and it's all fluff and glory, and they lie, and all of that. You guys know the whole story. But, he knows we had a good little rapport, me and Angelo, back then. We would gamble together, but I made a mistake with him. I got in trouble with Angelo because I wasn't a made man, and I told him, take your gun off, and he would have whooped me. He would have whooped me with his hands, probably, I would guess. But But we did get close. But like I said in my other videos, you only get so close to the guys because 1 minute they're this way and 1 minute they're that way because they got a lot of pressure on their mind, psychologically speaking, if you want to do psychoanalysis on the guys. So, yeah. So, yes, Ivan. Ivan says, is it true that Francese goes around the country being a guest pastor in churches? Yes. Now listen, I was doing time in solitary confinement. The skies opened up, the rainbows came down, and all of a sudden a Bible appeared in my cell. Yeah. Did the church tell you to rat? And everybody only thinks that the whole deciding premise of whether Mike Francese ratted or not is based on Norby Walters. So if you haven't heard or you're new here, well, Norby Walters, there was the proffers. Joey Merlino, if you might be well aware, Joey Merlino showed the proffers on his channel, showed the proffers of Mike cooperating, and then Mike's defense to that is, he didn't go to prison. Well, he didn't go to prison because he passed away. And so Mike Francese tries to hang his head on that, like to backpedal. But you think that's the only, I'm just guessing, you think that's the only time that Mike Francese might have cooperated or not? It's your folks' decision. But I got swampland for sale, just because he tries to backpedal out of the Norby. He testified in front of the Senate committee. In 3 minutes, he gave up 11 names, including the janitor. Go back to my video. I think Mob Facts put it on first. Thank you, Mob Facts channel. He put it on first. And there's 50 minutes of testimony, Mike Francese in front of the Senate committee. So all those people that want to debate about Mike Francese being a rat or not, newsflash, it's common knowledge. It ain't the Norby Walters little cowering out. Well, Joe, he told on Norby Walters, and Norby Walters died. But nonetheless, he intended to put him away for life. But Norby Walters died early. Way early before prison. But what about the other guys? What about all those other names he was giving up? And I'm not saying it. It's government record. You could Google it. You could search it on YouTube, folks. Search it. Or go to Mob Facts. Well, it's in my video history. Yeah. Go there. Search it. Some people rat to the local FBI. Some people District 5, the Southern District of Manhattan, and all this and that. They go in there, they do their little ratting to the district. He ratted in front of the Senate and Congress committee. Come on, folks. And my buddy Angelo's rotting away in Atlanta Penitentiary. Yeah. So people have a right to watch whoever the hell they want to watch on YouTube. Yes. But this is a grassroots show. This is an unedited show. I don't have millions buried like these other people that rat it and everything else. I don't have that. I live on very limited income. I'm just a regular guy. And I was running around them guys years ago. And, it just makes me sick, though. I said I don't want to bash Mike Francese. But then I get a call from poor Angelo from Atlanta Federal Penitentiary, and it just sickens me, It sickens me. Sad boy Maz, how you going, bud? How you going? How you doing, bud? And I got a story about a snake and a rat. I'm going to do it this week or next week. A snake and a rat. A snake that's a reptile snake, and a rat that's a person. Yeah. Hey, NYC Crime Spot. Keep the NYC Crime Spot. Check out NYC Crime Spot. Good show. He gets right in the trenches. Brett, good guy. He put me on his show to do my live stream, and he got me over 1,000 subscribers. My man Brett, what's he got to say here? Keep talking that smack. Uh-oh, you're making me nervous. Keep talking that smack, Joe. You won't get any of that pomegranate wine. You'll regret it. Well, if you pour it like this, it has a fresh bouquet and a sweet aroma. NYC Crime Spot gave me my first break after 478 videos. All right. Hey, Chris, there's your boy. Yeah, these guys know each other. I love my community. He does a good show, folks. Check out New York City Crime Spot. He does a good show. Brett's a good guy. Brett's a good guy. He's right down there in New York. So, yeah. I got an old timer calling me from Atlanta Federal Pen, and it gets me aggravated, Brett, that, you got these guys that cooperated, and I got to send MoneyGram to Angelo so he could have minutes on his phone, so he could talk to me and have somebody to talk to while he's 76 years old, rotting away there because he didn't rat. He didn't rat. Yeah. You hear what he said about Mike F? And he don't even know about YouTube and mob shows. Yeah. Yep. NYC Crime Spot's one of the best shows. Yep. And Brett did that. Brett did that from NYC Crime Spot, and he didn't have to. He didn't have to. Yeah. And he was from the Colombos. Yeah. Yeah, Mike, where's the commissary for this Angelo? Huh? Where's the commissary? He didn't rat on you, bro. He didn't rat on you. Can't show something over there? What, you just run to California, forget about everybody, and everything's all prissy and prima donna and all that? I don't know. I try to be a Christian and, have these things, but, it's sad. It's just sad. So, yes, and Sad Boy Maz and the people that donate, I sent that to him for his minutes because I want him to continue to call the show. That might be his only outlet, is to talk to me here and there. But geez, he don't have a lot of free time because he's got that phone. He can't be talking for a long time to have those little track phones in prison. It's a medium security prison, but I don't know. He's got, what is he, in a corner somewhere looking to see if the guards come in, or they got cameras? I don't know how he does it, but I'd like to talk to him for 5 or 10 minutes. But you could tell he's getting long in the tooth, his voice. I mean, oh well. So, well, I appreciate everybody coming on in here and everything. And that's MobTube. That's the Mob Soap Opera. And I just try to show a little different, little different layer of it, because you've seen 10,000 videos with these mob personalities. Most of them are at it, and you see all of the personalities and a million videos, and everybody has their allegiance to these different mob channels. But we always hear about rat, but where's the guy they ratted on? Where's the guy they ratted on? Well, my guy is in Atlanta, medium security prison. That's where most of the guys are. You don't hear from them. You don't hear from them guys. Yeah, that's the other side of the coin. The guy's he's been in there since 2002. He's been in there for 22 years straight. That's the other side of it. So all your mob personalities are guys that ratted on guys like Angelo that didn't rat, and they're doing their straight time till they die. He'll be getting out of prison in a pine box. Now listen. Yeah. Now listen. Yeah. Does a video with Son of Sam. There's your Mike Francese, folks. I think people are starting to wake up a little bit more. And, of course, it's entertainment. The guy's got a right. I repeat myself. The guy's got a right to hustle. But in the name of the church, where's your charity work? Where's your charity work? My people try to help me out to give a guy money in prison. That's how loving and compassionate my channel is. Hey, Philly Bob, that's community. That's community. That's what it's all about. We could talk about interesting stories and everything, but at the end of the day, some of my people, followers, had the heart and the compassion in their heart to say, here's something. Put that in the MoneyGram for Angelo. Mike Francese don't do anything close to that, and he's got all these millions of dollars, and he's looking for more. I got my little community here that demonstrates love and compassion to say, and they're not judging Angelo. Well, people could say, well, who knows what Angelo did? Who knows what he did in the past? Yeah, well, but, they look past that and say, the guy's an old man. He's going to rot in this Atlanta prison. And here, put this toward the minutes on the phone. Or maybe get an extra Twinkies or Ho-Hos in his commissary. That's what I appreciate by my community. I got the best show on YouTube because I got the real temperature of the people. And it makes me happy. It makes me happy. And even if Mike did charitable work, I still might not even view him the same. I still might view him the same way. I still might just view him the same way. There's just too much BS with him. Too much. You heard Angelo. You heard what Angelo said. He wasn't in the street. You heard what Angelo said. And Angelo was a ranking guy that was ranked in the Colombo family. Yeah. Mike's probably tried to take his spot, Yeah. He's trying to take Angelo's spot and claim that he had his position. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, oh well. Crazy stuff. But that's what you get with social media. You're going to have people with their alliances to these other things, but you want the real deal stuff here. I walk to the beat of my own drum, and I'm not persuaded by other types of things. And Mike Francese, they'll never show you all the proffers from Mike Francese. Just because there was a 302 with Norby Walters and everything else. But when they did the Senate hearing committees, when that happened, that could have been the same time Angelo went away. That could have been the same time Angelo went away. He told on everybody, Ivan, but the plumber and the janitor. Right in 5 minutes, they says, "What about this?" And he was just spilling the bean. He was just spilling it out left and right. Yep, just keep riding, folks, with me. We're going to rise up. We're going to get to 1,100 subscribers because real people know real people. Real recognizes real, No, Ivan, it wasn't to the FBI, Ivan. It was to the Senate committee hearing on organized crime. Who's their lead witness? Mike Francese. Forget about Norby Walters and that whole merry-go-round twirly whirl. Let's get up to the major leagues and talk about in front of the Congress and Senate with congressmen asking him questions. He told on everybody but the janitor. He was on speed rat. Mob Facts put that on there, Ivan. Mob Facts put that on there. Yeah, he was on speed rat. He gave up 11 people, I think, in 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Yeah. Yeah, okay. And then what? He walked away as a free man. And then he talks about all this stuff, how he was. Who's to say Mike was in prison when he said he was in prison? A lot of people in MobTube and Mob Talk, a lot of people come in. They don't really know how far-fetched and things could get stretched. When some guy says they were doing time, maybe they weren't doing time. Sometimes you don't know. The lines and boundaries are blurred. They're blurred. Oh, I did a 6-year bid here. Ba ba ba. Yeah. Oh, go read it in the Freedom of Information Act. Everything could be manipulated. Everything could be manipulated. Even the 302s, 97% of it's blacked out. But forget about all that. It's documented on video that he sat in front of the government, United States government. Forget about the FBI. He sat in front of the Senate Judicial Hearing Committee, whatever it was. There's 6 words in it, but what it means is it's the Senate, the Congress, and they were asking him questions. And boy, he was on speed rat. He was on speed rat. So, and then this poor Angelo, he didn't rat. He's gonna die in prison. Nobody to talk to. He's trying to get minutes on his track phone to call me, and then here comes a guard. He's got to go. It's sad. Well, yeah, he did crimes. Yeah, he did crimes, and people could say, well, let him die in prison. Yeah, So that's all. Will Frank, Mike F. didn't drop dimes. He dropped gold emblems. He wasn't dropping dimes. He was good. He was dropping. See, you could say, I try to give you, interesting stories, try to entertain and everything. And I'm not the kind of guy that just wants to just be an evil dude and just go bash here and this or that. But it affects me personally because I was around the guys, and a lot of the general public can't get the true gist of things because these other YouTube characters, they turn it into like a Hollywood production. Mike Francese, it's not a Hollywood movie. You can't keep fooling your people and whatever. It's real stuff. It's real stuff. How come you're not sending this guy money in his commissary? Probably well aware of who he is. He didn't rat. No. Why don't you send money to all the old wise guys that are in New York, Pennsylvania, Atlanta? Mike Francis, you're a Christian? You're a Christian? Put money in their commissary so they can have some treats after their dinner. You're a Christian, Mike? Put some money in their commissaries. They didn't rat on you. They didn't rat on you. Why? Because you beat them to the rat? Who could rat first? Yeah. Who could rat first? Well, geez, you went to the Senate. You went to the Senate. You didn't go to the Southern District, 3rd District in Manhattan of the FBI. Well, you were there before with telling on Norby Walters and the Lord knows who else. But told all the secrets of not only the Colombo family, ladies and gentlemen, I want to stress this, not only on the Colombo family, but the other 4 families, or at least 2 of them. Yeah. Not only didn't tell on his own family, told on the other families. He didn't even have to give up that much juice. He could have been close vested on a lot of that stuff. He was just rocking and rolling. Oh, what about so-and-so? Oh, yeah, blah, 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 blah. What about so, blah, 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 blah. Wow. Well, he must have left there in a limousine. Holy cow. So that's that. I'll notify you again because maybe Angelo might text me later, so when he's gonna come on again. So the poor guy, he's gonna die. He didn't rat. He don't even know about YouTube, let alone MobTube. Yeah. So I'll keep you guys abreast. I'll keep you guys notified on when he's gonna come back. Now, bear with me. Sometimes he could say, just for future references, he could say, "Well, Joe, I could talk to you around whatever time, and then I could put an upcoming video for that time." But sometimes he might not be able to come in at that time because his things happen in prison. What if he's stuck doing something or he can't get on that phone? So you got to bear with me because maybe there'll be a time where I expect a call from him and he ain't gonna call. So I don't want to like bait and switch you guys with the thumbnail, but we can only do what we can do. So Sad Boy Maz, thanks for coming in and thank you for your support too, man. I appreciate that. Yes. And Arian, Brossman, and Stephanie, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate your help coming in there. And don't worry, we're gonna hook up Angelo, and he could get some more minutes on his phone. And they have those track phones. Ivan Laura Mana, yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Philly Bob, NYC Crime Spot, Brett. Much love, Brett. And Chris, you guys know each other. Sad Boy Maz. Yeah. Arian Brossman. Now listen, you snuck that in. I didn't even see that, Mr. Brossman. I didn't even see that. Wow. Baby A, Joel Gold. The Pink Panther comes in once in a while. That's cool. Mr. Spataro, how's it going, bud? Bruce Albano. Hey, Joe, what do you think about Bill Stacks? He's mentioned your show a couple times. Yeah, Stacks is all right. A lot of people like to bash. He's all right. What are you gonna do? They turn into bashing. I like Jimmy Calandra, the bathhouse story, and some people want to be critical and just MF people and all that. Stacks is all right. You're gonna get people on these, but my channel's gonna grow big. My channel's gonna get much bigger than this with subscribers. I'm confident. I'm confident that we should all think big and everything. I'm gonna fly right to the sky because we're all God's children. So we should believe and be confident that we have the tools. And if you're struggling with things, you should seek out help and try to rise up. So I'm confident that I got the best YouTube channel out there. Why not? That's a no-brainer to me. You have to think these things into reality. So we rock and roll. And love and compassion is the key. But I bash that no good, that no good, that no good. But that's just a human nature. That's part of human nature because I stick up for the guys that can't stick up for themselves. All these guys are doing time or they're dead. And you got these mob guys out there talking all this smack because they know if it was back in the day, why ain't they going back to the streets of New York? Why don't they walk the streets, these tough wise guys on their YouTube channels? Go walk the streets without security in New York City. These tough wise guys on YouTube. Yeah. In the meantime, the real gangsters are doing life in prison like my buddy Angelo, and he didn't rat. That's where I get pissed off. And these rats that cooperated are up there selling their underwear. Really? That's why I get pissed off. They got writers and editors. What, they can't even carry a show? They can't even carry a show, They can't even carry a show. They need writers and editors. I do this. I don't have an introduction. I don't have oh, thank you. What is this? Gifted the Truth Serum membership, Sad Boy Maz. What is that? A membership? Oh, well, thank you. Ivan Lore was gifted a membership by Sad Boy Maz. Well, see, I don't charge like they do to tell stories on Patreon. Like I could say, oh, tune in, everybody. Go to my membership and we'll do a private show for Angelo. But you're going to have to pay. I don't want to do that. I had the membership set up and everything like that, but I'm happy for a like button. I'm happy for a subscriber. I'm going to extort you to say, well, if you want to hear Angelo, go to the memberships and send money in there. And I don't have money and I don't do that. Because I'm going to rise my channel up the right way, organically, the right way. And I don't have editors. Them guys have editors and writers. What, they don't have any chops? They're Mama Lukes. They're Mama Lukes. They're just straight up Mama Lukes. You know? So, you know, that's what you got there. That's what you got there. They need all that hype. They need all that hype. Sad Boy Maz is a cool dude. He came right in the other day when I was taking that nature walk. Good people out there, you know. I appreciate that. He's gifted the guy members, whatever, you know. I don't charge. I had that membership thing on there, and it felt Bush League after a while. You guys are not nice enough. Sometimes my connection problems are messed up. You guys put up with the things. I have technical problems. You're good enough to still watch a show. So I appreciate that. So I felt bad about saying, well, you want to hear a story about this? Go, you got to pay to be a membership. So I could just give the members certain stories and leave the rest of my gang out in the cold. So I would feel that wasn't fair to the regular people that just give me a view and a like button and a subscription. So I thought, well, that's kind of disrespectful to the rest of my followers. Like, well, if you want to hear a story about this, well, you're going to have to go to the membership part and pay $20 or $5, and then I could do that for members only. No. I felt funny about it. It's on there now, but I don't promote, you know, if you want to support, like, but however, the Cash App is in there, the link to the book and everything, but I'm not going to just do stories for members. You know, membership is just for you support my channel, because everybody's going to get the same juice and that, because I don't want to, you know, separate the good people that were in there a long, long time, you know. So that's all. You know, I appreciate the support that everybody's done in here. Thank you, Sad Boy Maz. Thank you. You know, thank you. So, you know, because I realize how hard it is to get a subscriber. I realize how hard it is to get somebody to hit the like button. I've been in the trenches, 500 videos. I realize that. So, you know, everybody's open to a good story, and I'm a storyteller, and we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it together, and that's that. But you know, I just want to show the flip side to 1,000, 10,000 mob channels out there that talk about all these commentaries. And what about them guys that are rotting away in prison? What about them guys that are rotting away? You know, so what about them guys that are just rotting? They don't talk about that. They don't talk about that. No, of course not. But I got one of them guys that are rotting away. You just heard from him. He don't talk much on here because he's got that thing. He don't want to get busted with the phone. They got cameras. I don't know. Is he in a secret spot somewhere and he talks because he wants to talk to somebody? Maybe he ain't even getting any visitors in Atlanta. That federal pen. Maybe he ain't even getting any prisoners. But that's the flip side of these rats that I got mob channels. Well, Angelo's the flip side. He's the other side of he's the person that got ratted on. And he had a chance to rat and he didn't. And so you get to hear that from him. And I'll notify you guys. You know, maybe he might say he's going to talk to me at a certain time, but maybe he could still get distracted in there if the guards come and bring him somewhere, whatever goes on. But, you know, so we'll leave it at that. and then I could just put in the thumbnail, you know, Angelo's coming back, blah, 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 at this certain time, and then hope he shows up. But I just want to give you a heads up that maybe there might be a day where he can't call me while I'm doing my show. Maybe, you know. So, but I'd like to get him to get on here and talk a little longer and things. But, you know, we just got to play it by ear. But, yeah, Joni had no idea Jimmy Burke died at Roosevelt Park in Buffalo. Yeah. New Year's at Wendy State Prison. But they moved and Rosalind canceled Jim. Yeah. He was in Attica prison. He was in Attica prison when I was visiting a friend of mine, and he was hollering. They had him behind a wall. This other guy that I was visiting in prison, this no good guy. And if you're watching, you're no good. You are no good. You're no good. And I used to visit this guy in there, and we would talk, and that Jimmy Burke would be behind that screen, and then his wife would be talking to him. But other visitors were sitting at a table, but they had Jimmy Burke behind a screen. And he was screaming and hollering, I got to eat what they feed me in here. I got to eat what they feed me. And he's hollering. And my friend Tom is telling him, shut up. Shut up. We're trying to do our visits in here. We're trying to do our visits here. Well, then eventually it came out. The movie came out and all that. But it was Jimmy Burke. He wasn't wearing a prison uniform. He was wearing a cashmere sweater. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that was the guy from Goodfellas. Yeah. He's hollering, I got it. And his wife's telling him, shut up. Shut up. You know, the mob wife. He's a big dude. She was small. She was small. And she's telling him, shut up. And then my buddy, Tom, well, I can't even consider him a buddy. He wasn't a buddy. I was just trying to be a good guy and give him visits because he got no visits. He didn't get any visits. Sorry, Tom. You didn't get any visits because you're an animal. You're an animal. And he was hollering at him, shut up. And I says, don't you got to see that guy in there? He goes, I don't care. You know, Jimmy Burke was big. Tom was small in stature. But they'll get that shank out. Whoever wants to get that shank, you know, a lot of people don't want to get that. They won't push the shank. Some people will just push the shank. They don't care if they do 1 million life sentences. Some people will just push that shank. They don't care. Yeah. Yeah, they'll push that shank. But, yeah, a lot of them guys, yeah. Jimmy Burke, they ratted on him. They ratted on Burke. Henry Hill, that good old Henry Hill. He gave up everybody but the plumber. Holy cow. So, yeah, that's why I have mixed emotions. Well, because Angelo helped me out. We would gamble together, and he was aggressive on me at times. But when you feel like you're close, you're around these guys in these mob crews, and you're around them, and you give them rides, and you go gamble. I'd like to feel you know, maybe I'm just too mushy, but I'd like to believe that, you know, wow, we're good buddies. You know, wow, we went and gambled. We had a nice dinner. We laughed. So, wow, we're really getting to be good buddies. And then you're not good buddies. You know, if that's too mushy for mob talk, well, I'm sorry. Yeah, he's a New York guy. Yeah. He's a New York guy. There were guys coming back and forth from Western New York, and then they just came over. Everything fell apart. Everything fell apart. But Angelo, I don't know if, because he went in 2002. He's been in for 22 years now. This stretch he's on right now, 22 years, probably for the rest of his life. So he must have had a little grace period between the 80s and 90s. Maybe he had a 10-year time he was still rolling. I was gone. So maybe he was still free, bebopping around until 2002, or maybe he was doing a 1-year bid, a 2-year bid. I don't know. But yeah, they had a lot of guys. It was bookmaking ring, but there was also there's the drugs. They sold drugs. We don't have to talk about any debate about the mafia selling drugs. That's just getting old and stupid. That's old and stupid. I don't know what Mike Francese said about drug or whatever, but they sold drugs. I mean, is that even an issue anymore? Why? Because Mike Francese is the go-to Google. Mike Francese is the Google. You Google Mike Fran. You need an answer about something. Just go to Mike Francese. What is he, Mr. Google? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, them guys. Yeah. They sold more drugs than CVS Pharmacy. I'll say it again. Yeah. And then when them crazy guys came in, cartel guys that come up there, that crazy story when the guy, those crazy Medellin guys and those them crazy Central Americans, they come in, they got them tattoos. They got tattoos of their gang affiliation. Some represent gang assassin. They represent whatever it was. And the guy come in the one time, that was a nightmare. And he was trying to do a deal with one of the captain guys in there. And of course, the boss knew about it, but he was trying to play it off a little bit. And I had to end up with the guy all night. Like, I thought I was being held hostage, but I wasn't. But he wanted to make sure to connect with the other guy the next day. And we hid the stuff. He hid the stuff. I didn't participate in any crimes. I don't participate in any crimes. But he had hid it in a drain, a sewage drain. I don't participate in anything. I was in fear for my life. That's all. I was being held hostage. That's all. Yeah. So that's all that had, But yeah, they participated. They participated. Maybe Mike Francese says that. God bless him, because he had trouble with drugs in his family. Okay, we're not going to unwrap that because that's more personal, whatever. And that was a tough road for him. What he had to deal with his family members, So, some things you just got to back off on, But he wouldn't do that for me, probably. If if shoe was on the other foot, he'd be going, "Oh yeah, that Joe's brother and sister, yeah. Oh well, what are you gonna do? So that's all there is. Thank you, folks, for coming on in here, and I'm gonna tell a story next time about a real snake and a mob rat, a snake and a rat, and a guy that worked at the zoo in the reptilians. He was actually a neighbor once upon a time, and he would have exotic reptiles at his house. And like rattlesnakes, pythons, boa constrictors, diamond heads, and all kinds of venomous snakes. And we'll get to that story. Crazy story. Joey O, God rest his soul. Joey O, God rest his soul. Good guy. He was a great trumpet player too. Great trumpet player. All right, folks. I feel good about this. Thank you, Ivan Lore, Chris Achilla, Baby A, and Baby A, beautiful black woman, or do I have to say Afro-American? Beautiful black woman, and the mob, the Italians, and if they dated a black woman or not, or whatever, because a lot of people ask me questions, and the mother of my daughter is mixed. The mother of my daughter is mixed with different nationalities. So just to let the record show that my beautiful daughter, and how a lot of times there's a lot of different misconceptions, and there's different people in different crews that have all different views on stuff, but there wasn't really that kind of prejudice or stuff within the guys I was around, because I used to take them to strip joints and I would just sit in the back and they would go after the Russian girls or the black girls. They would go after them. So I don't know how I got on that tangent. Baby, yeah, you got me nuts over here, beautiful girl. So yeah, we're gonna do that about a snake and a rat, and then we're also gonna do you remember Richard Kuklinski, that he used to use that shot, that set sodium pentanol or whatever it was. He used to use that shot. It gives you what's in the shot, Richard? A heart attack. That shot. Yeah. Warsaw, the Pola. Yeah. He used to have that. They use that. I mean, Richard Kuklinski was the movie and all that, but these guys were very creative, very, very creative, and it's different methods. A lot of times it wasn't just bullets and guns, baby, hey. So yeah, there's a couple stories about that where the chemical of it is, I don't know, sodium pentanol or something like that. So and there's a lot of controversy about him, and people say, oh no, whatever, blah blah blah, him and Roy DeMeo and Roy DeMeo and all the porn hustle and all of that stuff. But yeah, the Iceman. There you go, the Iceman. There, thank you, baby. The Iceman. But they could get in possession of that cyanogen chloride. Oh, okay. Cyanide chloride. Yeah, something like that. Sodium propanol. Yeah, it's an instant heart attack. And it would be like untraceable, like a coroner or somebody doing an autopsy. It just showed cardiac arrest, and so they wouldn't look in any deeper to just say, well, a heart attack, that's not foul play. It's not foul play. A heart attack isn't foul play. So, my godfather told me about that before the Iceman show came on. I don't know if my godfather used it. I don't know. If my godfather used it. He might have used it. It's not, yeah. Oh, one of Roy DeMeo's crew just got out of prison a few days ago. Oh, all right. I was going to try to visit Persico, but I didn't realize Persico died because I thought he was in Pennsylvania. I thought it was a 3-hour drive. But I was going to try to visit him. I didn't even realize he had died a while back. I was trying to get information from somebody there, but they were giving me, I think a lot of times these people, these operators or officials they just blow smoke up your butt and whatever. They really are against these wise guys doing time in there, a lot of them. Because I wanted to visit him. Then my other friend was like, well, he passed away. I was like, I wanted to visit him. Yeah. And I had a letter and everything sent to go to do it, but he had passed away. He passed away. Because I wanted to try to get some juice to relate to the people. Wow, wouldn't we like to know what some of these guys are doing in prison afterwards? These guys, this Angelo wasn't a high recognizable name, but you guys get to, he'll come on again. I'll get him on that phone. I'll get him on that phone to know when he's going to call me. And you can hear an old timer doing life in prison. I'll let you guys, I'll put it up. I'll put it up to the phone here, Yeah, Ivan Lord, check it out. I got him. I caught him a couple times. I caught Angelo a couple times. I put the phone up here. He's in Atlanta. He's been doing time for 22 years. Ivan. Yes, I watched the Knicks give it to Philadelphia. Oh, yeah. What a great game. What a great series. So, yeah, I try to see Persico. And so, yeah. But now this guy. So I think it's interesting that the people could hear an old time wise guy, you know, see what he has to say. He doesn't know that I'm. He doesn't know that I'm putting the. He doesn't know that I'm putting the phone up to the speaker. You know, he doesn't know I'm putting the phone up to the speaker. I'm just trying to give you guys some inside juice. That's all. To show you, there's a guy that didn't rat. There's a guy that didn't rat. He's got to talk for 1 minute and then run because maybe the guard's coming. And then you got Mike Francese and Sammy the Bull up there, blah, 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 blah. There you have it. That's mob soap opera. So that's that. Yeah. Joey Testa is the guy in Mateo Crew Free. A lot of these old timers coming back into the play, you know. It's such a curious subject. It's curious, you know, when these guys go away, their families are doing time with them, you know. You got the guy doing time. Now, Angelo might have been married. His kids were teenagers, maybe. And there goes daddy. Ain't going to see my graduation. The families do time with. So when Angelo didn't rat, he sacrificed his family because he took the oath, and the mob family is supposed to come first before your personal family, your wife and kids. So Angelo took the oath to say, no matter what, my mob family comes first. So he knew when he didn't rat that he wasn't going to see his wife and kids anymore. Yeah. Then you see these bums up there on YouTube, MobTube. You see these straight up rodent rat bums spewing all this rickety, rackety tomfoolery and everything else. And people are, yeah. Well, I see it different because I was around the guys. I knew them, and I look at it through a different lens. I look at it through a different lens, and I become more emotional about it when maybe I shouldn't, because just let life go on and everything. But I want to help Angelo out. I want to help Angelo out, an old man in his 70s that knows he's going to die in prison. So if I could talk to him and text him and say, have a good day. Are you going to take a walk out on the yard? You know, yeah. The Gemini twins, Arian Brossman, Joey Testa. The Gemini twins. Yeah. Some people are just born with no soul and no conscience, you know. It's understandable in any walk of life. So that, what are you gonna do? But some people took the oath for the mafia and they stood by it. They knew they were gonna go away for long stretches of time, and they're gonna, you know, their wife's crying, their children are crying, you know. Jimmy Boudreau, I don't know, you know, because some of these prosecutors and these feds and these DEAs, they're so gung ho for mobsters. They're letting the murderers out with the compassionate release. They're letting the that had all kinds of violent things, because there's a lot of stuff today, of course, you know, is just politically generated stuff. That's they were having no bail. That guy that was running around Philadelphia, killing people, plugging people out of his car, he got released twice with no bail release and committed murders afterwards. What's going on in our country? But there will be lawsuits for the victims' families against the government and the DA and the judge that let him loose when he had already done a violent crime. political. It's a highly political time in our country. So, I don't know the true extent of what his crimes are. I don't know what his crimes are. I don't know what made him do this. He's been in for 22 years, so you know what probably his crime was. You probably know what his crime was. He's doing 22 years, and he ain't getting out. What'd he say? He was going up for parole in 2031? That's 7 more years. The guy will be 90 years old. That's what he said. Because I asked him when he first, I says, can't you give, whatever? Because 2002, that's 22 years ago. Oh, he might have got a 30-year mandatory. He might be doing a 30-year mandatory bid. 2031, yeah, 2031. He's probably doing a straight 30-year bid. So, yeah. This turned into a long video. You know me, folks. Once I get started, we like to have fun here and everything. I appreciate the support. Yeah, Mr. Brossman and Stephanie, Arian and Stephanie, thank you. Baby A and everything. Sad Boy Maz, thank you folks. I really appreciate it. And I tell you, I will try to give more MoneyGram to Angelo, so we could we can hear Angelo talk about whatever. I mean, I want to catch him where I can have the people listen to him, because I want to try to sneak some questions in on him, about ratting and all that, so you folks could see the other side of it. You could see what these Mike F's and these Sammy the Bulls, they did to these kind of people that are rotting in jail. These mob tube heroes, you see the other end of it. And I want to show that. I want to demonstrate that no matter what, just out of this is the other side of it, and have him, have him on here talking about it, So, Sad Boy Maz, tremendous dream. Looking forward to the rat and the snake story. Woo! There were some creative thinkers, some very creative thinkers, I have to say. Very creative. I used to say once in a while, just out of gist or stuff, because some of the guys went away and they got caught so stupidly. They just went away. You couldn't think up a better way to not get caught. You couldn't think up a better way. So sometimes they'd get drunk and they'd go, Jojo, what would be a good, and I'd say, I don't want to promote anything bad happening, but if somebody was going to do something, why wouldn't you do it like this? Just out of having some, a high IQ, or I don't have a high IQ, but, just have some, think about it a little further, and maybe you might not get caught, because people went down silly. So, but that heart attack in a syringe was, they were real good with that. Arian Brossman, the FBI stands forever bother the Italians. Brossman, woo! And that's what the Colombos were picketing outside of the federal building. They were picketing and everything outside of the federal building there, because they were targeting, yeah. Then Chris Colombo, Joe Colombo's son, goes and does an interview with Mike Francese. Well, Chris Colombo, why didn't you ask Mike Francese why he called himself a boss of your father's family, the namesake, the Colombo family, where Angelo. Oh, I got to ask Angelo. I got to tell Angelo the next time he calls, that Mike Francese called himself the boss on TV, because Angelo just doesn't know about this YouTube and stuff. I'll just say TV. Because, he did say it in interviews all over the world. So I'll just say to Angelo, that Mike Francese, he was calling himself the boss of the Colombo on TV, because he doesn't know about YouTube and all that. The guy's 75 years old doing life in prison. So he don't know about all this social media, So, and see what he has to say. Yeah. He's got, Angelo, Mike Francese got a TV show and everything. And then Joe Colombo's son, Chris, did an interview with him and didn't call him out on saying, why were you calling yourself the boss of our family, the Colombos? Well, if he did do that in the interview with Mike Francese would have edited it out anyways. I don't want to throw any dirt on Chris Colombo, but in the meantime, he should never associate with Mike, because they were around each other way, way back in the early days when Chris was young. Because Mike's got us all by 20, 15 years. Mike's got us all by 15, 16 years. But, Lefty, check out my other videos. Welcome aboard here. I ran around with the guys. My godfather was an enforcer. I wasn't a made man, but I was around some of these guys, and it's mob talk. It's mob talk. Welcome aboard if you're that interested. Check out my other videos. So, yeah, I want to hope I can get Angelo when he calls from the Atlanta prison and ask him, what do you think about that Mike F there? He's got a TV show and see what he's, and he knows the guy's a rat. Yeah. He's in prison for not ratting. And you got another guy that's a rat that's doing YouTube, but I got to explain it to Angelo like a TV show. You guys know what I mean. So, yeah. And I'm going to try to keep sending support to him so at least he can have somebody to talk to. These guys are old men. You know how your grandfather, it's like if your grandfather was doing life in prison. These are old men. I mean, yeah, we define them as old wise guys and old mafia guys. They're perceived at that on YouTube, but in at the end, he's just an old man. He's an old senior citizen that's going to die in prison. Well, no, truth serum, he's an old gangster. Or no. He ain't a gangster anymore. He's just an old guy, an old human being that's going to die in prison. That's all. That's all. Oh, he was a captain in the Colombo family. He was this, he was that. Well, let him rot in prison, Joe. Well, that's what some people might say. Let him rot. I understand. But I ain't going to let him rot. I'm not going to let him rot, That's all. Whatever. And he was rough on me, too. He was rough on me. So, that's that. Hey, Max Meeks, where the heck you been? We got Max, we got Lefty. Yeah, check out the other videos. I don't want to be a a-hole or anything, but I've been on here a long time, Lefty, and I was a runaround guy and my godfather was an enforcer for the Colombo family, and I was around when Mike Francese was hiding in his rabbit holes and all of that. So, and I tell different stories about different things here. So, you're welcome aboard. Unless you're a plant or a troller, then. Because I get that too. But if it's in good faith, that's cool with me. Yeah. Yeah, sad boy, man. Thank God he did. My godfather had to save me a couple times. You know the story. My godfather had to save me. Because I told the maid guy, take your gun off. Take the gun off and let's go fight in the woods. But he would have probably whooped me. Oh, you're reading the book, Max Meeks? Been interesting? Yeah, it's a good ride. I got a link to the book in there. Thank you, Max Meeks. Thank you. I'm also an author. I like to believe I'm a good writer. And if anybody's interested, there's a link in there. I didn't try to sell my book till 400 videos. Yeah. Sad boy, Maz in the woods is a bit suspect. Well, because I was thinking a lot of craziness. And I was thinking I could ambush like, territorial, but guy would have just. But he was saying a lot of things, and I said a couple of disrespectful things too. And then you can't say that, and it's broke. But I went because I was delivering bread and milk. And so when I went down there, my godfather would know some of the times in Brooklyn when I was coming, and he found, what's going on. I says, well, they're riding me, they're talking smack to me and everything else, and I said some bad things, and then my godfather straightened it out. Then 2 weeks later, I did the same thing, and then he had to straighten it out again. But then he had told him, quit messing with JoJo anymore, because forget about your Cosa Nostra and everything else. My godfather wasn't made into a family. He was an enforcer, mostly for the Colombos, but he was a freelancer. He didn't need to be a made man in a family. He was his own man. And he just told Sam, the boss, hey, have your guys just quit. Enough's enough. Enough's enough. Oh, JoJo broke the rules and he couldn't say this, he couldn't say that. Enough is enough. He's enough. He's a good errand boy. Leave him alone. And by the way, you're paying him pennies. By the way, you better up his pay because you're paying him pennies. So enough for you guys up there in Buffalo and Niagara Falls and all that. Enough of that, you chiselers. So he had to straighten them out. So if that explains that, I didn't want to, stay on here that long, So my computer's going to power down soon. Thank you, folks, for coming in. Be the kings and queens of your world. God bless you all. I'm going to get Angelo back on the phone, and hit the like button, subscribe. My computer is going off after an hour and a half. God bless you all. Be the kings and queens of your world. Don't give up. Keep throwing. And we got the snake and the rat story coming. Let the universe bless you.